accelerating faster than a fighter jet, looking in two directions at once, and shifting their skin colors like a walking disco ball. The Panther Chameleon isn't just a pet, it is genuinely properly bonkers. Hailing from the sun-drenched trees of Madagascar, Furcifer pardalis has spent millions of years evolving a body plan so weird that taking one into your home means throwing out almost everything you think you know about reptile keeping. Today we're doing a proper deep dive into the mad science behind these apex ambush predators and how to keep them thriving in captivity. Stick around for minute 6 because one massive mistake with airflow and humidity is still catching keepers out, and it's dead easy to fix. Let's start with the weapon. For years, people assumed a chameleon's tongue worked like a simple muscle or a party blower firing out. Turns out scientists were completely wrong. It's actually closer to a high-powered crossbow. Inside the mouth sits a tiny bone wrapped in coiled collagen sheaths. Before striking, the chameleon slowly primes these sheaths, loading them up with massive potential energy. When it fires, that energy dumps in under 1/100th of a second, launching the tongue forward at over 40 Gs of acceleration, going from 0 to 60 kilometers per hour, or roughly 37 miles per hour, in the blink of an eye. And it gets weirder. How does it snatch heavy bugs without knocking them off the branch? The tip acts like a suction cup, pulling back on impact to create a vacuum, while covered in spit that is roughly 400 times thicker than human saliva. It's essentially firing a sticky, vacuum-powered harpoon. Then there's the famous color shift. Ask anyone down the pub why chameleons change color and they'll tell you it's to blend into the background. But that's a complete myth. They don't care about matching the wallpaper. It's all about mood, messaging, and microscopic crystals. In their skin, they have layers of tiny guanine nanocrystals. When the chameleon is relaxed, these crystals sit squeezed together, bouncing back cool blues and greens. But when a male sees a rival or wants to show off for a female, he physically expands his skin cells, pushing those crystals apart. This changes how light bounces off them, instantly flipping their color to fiery oranges and bright reds. Pair that disco skin with eyes that move completely independently on turrets, allowing them to watch a bird above with one eye while eyeing up a cricket below with the other, and you've got one of the coolest visual systems in the entire animal kingdom. So, how do you take an animal engineered for the sunlit, breezy treetops of Madagascar and keep it happy in a British living room? You do it by understanding microclimates and throwing out old-fashioned setup advice. First up, air movement. Stagnant air will ruin a chameleon's lungs fast. In warmer places, full mesh screen enclosures are the gold standard, but if you're keeping them in a cold or drafty house, full mesh can make holding ambient heat a nightmare. A hybrid cage, with solid sides and a mesh top, is often the sweet spot to trap heat while keeping air flowing safely. Next up, watering. Put a water bowl in front of a Panther Chameleon and they will completely ignore it. They only recognize glistening drops dripping off leaves. The best trick? An automated mister for 60 seconds around dawn and dusk, combined with a cool fogger running overnight. That replicates the thick, foggy rainforest mornings they get in the wild without leaving a soggy swamp on the cage floor. Now for the big one, lighting. Panthers are what we call Ferguson Zone 3 animals. That just means they love a proper sunbath, but need the option to step into the shade when they've had enough. Ditch those little screw-in compact UV bulbs. They're rubbish for chameleons, creating a tiny spotlight of harsh ray beams instead of a nice wide light zone. You want a quality linear T5 high-output tube spanning across the top, giving them a UV index of around 1.0 to 3.0 at their main basking branch. Aim for a warm basking spot of around 30 to 32 degrees Celsius, that's 86 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, dropping down to a cooler 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, or 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit down at the bottom, and don't forget the grub. Crickets, dubia roaches, and silkworms are great, but the key is gut-loading them with fresh leafy greens 24 hours before feeding. If you are running a linear T5 high-output UVB setup, keep your dusting routine simple and safe. Dust with plain calcium without D3 at every single feed. Swap to a quality multivitamin once every 2 weeks, and let your T5 high-output lighting do the rest naturally. Get their lighting right, nail their airflow, and give them moving water, And the Panther Chameleon goes from a tricky species to one of the most rewarding animals you'll ever keep. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more modern reptile science, real-world husbandry tests, and feeder setups, hit that like button and subscribe to Herps and Feeders.
Expand, but I will not stop.